G'day guys, Lucas here from Williams & Co Cricket. Thought today that I would go through the shaping process for you guys. So I'm going to do quite a long video of the whole process of shaping. I've got this cleft here. Well, we've put a handle in it. It's been pressed. This is actually a big piece of willow, so we're trying to get a really big profile out of this. So we're going to have a bit more of a higher middle on this. We're going to have pretty decent edges, so probably 40mm edges on this. Now the thing I like about this bat here, it doesn't look all that great, but the pressing is really good on this one, and the bat rebounds really well. So should be able to hear, do a bit of tap up. So I'm really happy with this piece of willow we've got. As I said, it's a big chunk of willow, so we have to take probably a fair amount of willow out of it. But so you guys can watch and see the process of basically shaping the bat. I won't sand it; I'll get it ready for sanding for you. But you can see the finished shape that I'll do. So to start with, I'm going to start down at this toe and just use the draw knife. Now I've marked out where I want the middle position we can see, which I want all the mass up in here, right up in there. So let's go for it. So I have done a line that I've drawn roughly of a guide of where the basic shape that I want. So that's always just a guide, and I do veer off from that line and things like that, but it just gives you a rough indication of where you want to go. So you can see already with this tool here, it's what we call a draw knife. So this is probably the main tool that the most bat makers will use to start with. And what that does is just, basically you can see already, it just takes out a lot of willow fast. So you can get your rough shape real quick with this. So I have a couple of different sorts. I've got one that you can see is not flat. It's got a little bit of a rounded concave. But this one is flat. And this is what I do. A hell of a lot of the shaping is just with this. So you can see now, sort of duckbilling this little part here. So what I really want to do is have the spine peak here and then drastically drop off from there. Basically what that does is it helps the weight and the pickup. But this one, look, probably will end up, I want to try and make it as big as possible. So it's probably going to be, 211, something like that. Just keep in mind, this is out of the grade 3, but I think, look, to be honest, it might jump up to a grade 2 just based on the performance and how big it is. So if this is a really low density piece of willow, you could almost leave it just as it is. And you can see how full it is. So low density, you could almost leave it exactly how that is right now. It actually picks up really well, to be honest. And I'm you know, a bigger guy, so I'm a little bit stronger, but for me, you know, this is not too far off almost what I would use, so. It is quite physically demanding when you're making a cricket bat. You know, it requires a fair bit of force, so if you can see I'm huffing and puffing, I need to get a little bit fitter, but it does take a little bit of hard work shaping a bat. Just sort of test, see how we're going. I'm liking that. Test with the new ball, so it's going to go a lot better. That's really pinging off now with that new ball. You're always checking, you're always seeing the shape, so you're constantly looking at you know what you're doing and what it's going to turn out to be. You can see that profile now, really taking a lot out of here. This will be a rounded toe, obviously not fully rounded, but it'll be a, you know, a small rounding, so it's not going to be square. It actually feels really well balanced as it is. Now this cleft here, this one is from the first ever tree that I cut down, or had cut for me. So this is here over a year of sitting and drying. So you can see, you know, it feels nice and light. So that's always a positive. Now I won't check for the weight yet. Basically I go a lot by feel, so when I can start to feel that it's, you know, it's sort of picking up okay, from then, you know, I'll have a look at the weight, but you can get a pretty good indication just by picking it up and feeling it. So, and that just comes with, you know, making bats. So you see that shape really taking place now. Still very big. As I said, I want to try and keep it as big as possible. It actually balances really well, having that mass just a little bit higher up. So hopefully we can still keep, you know, a heap of willow still in it. Yeah, that's really nice. A few more times with the planer, then I reckon I'll give it its first weigh, just to see, but we're probably still at about 213, I would say. Always checking, always feeling it. Really well balanced. I like this bat. Yeah, so we're at 213 now. And again, look, I don't go too crazy with the actual weight number. It's all about the pickup and how it feels in the hand. So, you know, a lot of people are very pedantic about the actual number, but you know, if it's shaped correctly, it can be a heavy bat but pick up light. So it's all in sort of the skills of the bat maker, and sometimes light bats pick up heavy, so it all just depends. Use a round bottom plane now, so that's what I use just to scallop a little bit out of the timber. So, you know, you use about 3 or 4 different tools, maybe a bit more, but a lot of the time you'll just find, you know, what tools are your favourite to work with. I like working with the round bottom planer. I can just get a little bit more finesse with it and a little bit more accuracy. So I'll do this for, you know, it still takes out a lot of willow quick, but it just takes time to get used to how to use it. I'm really trying to scallop out here down near the toe. It's going to make it pick up really nice. There's still plenty of willow left in there. And then also everything you add onto your bat adds weight. So you can finish the bat at say 2.9, finished, sanded, but then you add your stickers, there's weight. You add your binding to the handle, there's more weight. And then you add a grip, more weight. You add 2 grips, that's more weight again. So a 210 bat can end up 211, 212 dressed. Dressed meaning, and then add extra tech or edge tape, it all goes up. So, you're trying to work at getting the bat down straight away, maybe an ounce underneath what you want. So if I want this to be 212, we'll get it down to about 210.5, 211. Then I know once it's dressed, it's going to be about 212. So there's another little thing that can add weight as well. I'm really trying to get in there. There's still plenty of wood left sort of down near the toe. So I'm really trying to scoop that out. As I said, this middle's a higher up position anyway. So it's going to pick up and feel really nice. So you can see now we've really made that a dramatic drop off there. Basically that's what I wanted. Now on we just sort of all blend it all together, and then look, to be honest, it's probably going to finish at around 211, 212, but pickup is going to be better than that. So look, you get to a point when working on a bat that you know enough's enough, and that you just don't take any more off, and it ends up being what it ends up being. But look, this one picks up really nice. Still a lot of willow left in it, so it's good. So you can see it's really dramatized now. I've got a point right at the middle there. It's probably just a touch too low. So therefore I'll transition it back up to where I want it to be. So always got to be constantly checking your bat while you're shaping it. It helps. You can see now we transition it back again. I'm really liking the feel of this. I'm really happy with the balance too. I'm just going to scallop a little bit out of the middle, not too much. We don't want to take too much away from the middle. I feel like the bat's really starting to flow now. It's got a nice, nice shape to it. It's really, it's quite appealing. You can see now, still a big bat, and the toe will end up something like that. So you can see there, taking these bits out here as well, dropping weight off again. So every little bit that comes off, you know, aids in the weight. So it's important, you know, to take your time. I take my time with every bat. I want it to pick up and feel, you know, as nice as it can. And it's also very important to select the right piece for the right bat. So, you know, sometimes you can go through, you know, 7 or 8 to 10 clefts to try and get, you know, the one that's going to go down to the right weight for the right customer. Sometimes you might start making that one and realise, you know what, it's not going to do it. So then therefore, you know, you just make one to whatever that weight that can go. But, you know, it's just about working in, and sometimes you don't actually know until you start actually shaping the bat. So you always got to be checking what you're doing. Just going to scallop a little bit out the top here. Once again, it's going to bring the weight down even more. Not too much. Just take a little bit out. I think another thing as well, you know, you can scare off a lot of people with the actual weight number. So if you start saying 213, 214 and thinking, oh my God, you know, that's enormous. But, you know, a bat that big can pick up really well. So really liking the look of this one. Really liking it. Still big edges, real big edges on it. For me, I'm always testing the rebound again because, you know, by taking more weight off, the rebound's going to change. That was up high. Yeah, that's really nice. happy with that. Happy, happy, happy. Give it a new ball. Really going. Now, I'm not putting too much effort into that at all. And you can just feel the spring come off. Nice. So we've got basically our shape there. Hold it back, you can see. So, you know, the middle position is around here, maybe to about there, but we've got a broad hitting area because we've got still a lot of willow back up here. So what we'll do now, once we round that toe, that's going to then change the look of this as well. Looks quite dramatic with that huge duckbill, but once you round it, yeah, you're getting a bit of a different look as well. Still quite a big toe, as you can see. I'm really happy with this. And then from here, you know, I'm going to say it's probably 212 now, but it picks up really well. And that's without a grip or anything on it, so. What we got? Now we're at 211 there. So this is a really nice one. It's been quite a light cleft, you know, for a grade sort of 2 or 3. So I'm happy with that. So pretty much from here now, we shape the handle. We'll take that bit off the toe, but what I'll do is I'll leave the video at that. So that's how you basically get your rough shape. Then from there, you know, it's just a little bit of finesse to try and get everything right. But apart from that, you know, you go to sanding and then finishing. So hope you guys enjoyed that that video. I know it's half an hour video, but I'm sure the guys that you know, enjoy bat making will enjoy this one. That's how I shape a cricket bat. Everyone does it differently, but for me, it works for me. So thanks guys. Cheers.